Welcome to the Real News. I'm Eddie Conway, coming to you from Baltimore. On Monday, family members of New Yorkers in state prisons, along with criminal justice advocates, policymakers, public health experts, held a virtual press conference to announce their COVID-19 community demands for people locked up in New York state prisons.
No one should die in prison. No one should die in prison when it can be easily prevented.
We're calling on Governor Cuomo to provide clemency for those people who have served the majority of their sentences.
With strong feelings of urgency and desperation, loved ones of these prisoners called on Governor Cuomo to use his executive clemency power to immediately release older prisoners and others in prison who are vulnerable to the virus.
That if you don't take care of it soon, you're going to have a lot of deaths on your hand. We won't be able to go and get their bodies. What's that mean? What you telling us?
Are their lives of equal value? Are they also human beings?
Robert needs to be here so we could sit and go through this together. Don't let my husband die.
Long Island resident Lavonia Skaggs, whose daughter Dominique is incarcerated in New York State Prison, urged Governor Cuomo to release her daughter immediately as she suffers from asthma and is at high risk from COVID-19.
My daughter has asthma, which is a concern of mine, and she should not be incarcerated because having asthma like she does and taking breathing treatments, my daughter is vulnerable to catching and dying from the coronavirus, which would leave me taking care of her 5 children. Ages, she has a son that's in 7th grade all the way down to a toddler that's 1 year old. My daughter told me, she said, Mom, her statement to me was, Mom, I'm afraid. She said, because people are crying, because they're uninformed. And I have a statement from her. She said, the main thing, Mom, is that I see nurses and I see these guards coming and going. They don't have PPE, Mom. She said, I was due to be home in 10 days. I made a mistake. I got on the phone at Willard. She was at Willard facility. It's a treatment facility for drugs and alcohol. She got on the phone. She got a ticket. They sent her to Albion. She said, I don't know when they're going to see me, Mom. I don't know what my sentence is going to be. But she said, but damn sure didn't want a sentence to die, Mom, because I got 5 kids that I'm going to leave you who have health issues. I have health issues. This is about our families. This is about our loved ones. Do something. This is your job. You want to be reelected? You do something about this. Do not doom these families to die. Do not. Send these people home.
Buffalo resident Donna Robertson, Western New York community organizer with the Release Aging People in Prison campaign, whose daughter is currently incarcerated, spoke out against the governor's lack of attention on people locked up in state prisons and described how it could lead to potential disaster.
My daughter is incarcerated at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, which is almost 500 miles away from where I am. My daughter is in her 40s, 44 years old. She's got 4 children. So I know what you're talking about, Ms. Skaggs, when you talk about your daughter in Albion. I'm the sole caregiver for her oldest son, who is mentally challenged and autistic. God forbid something happens to me, because I'm at the age where I'm collecting full Social Security benefits. I have sarcoidosis, I'm diabetic. I could leave at any moment if I come in contact with this virus, because this virus is deadly. Who's going to care for him? Who's going to care for her grandchildren? Nobody. I'm asking you. No, I'm not asking you, because I've been asking you. I've gone to the Capitol building every occasion that I've got. I've stood on those $1 million staircases and I've yelled at the top of my lungs for you to hear my cry and the cry of others who have loved ones who are locked behind bars. What you're doing to these people behind bars, to our loved ones, is a paradigm of perpetual punishment. Prison is not a place for rehabilitation. You don't encourage that. It is a warehouse for slaves. And you're not going to keep using our loved ones to produce products that they can't even use. If you think that what happened in Attica can happen again, this is real. You got different people together, oppression on top of oppression. They are going to rise up, and it's not going to be pretty.
New York City resident Karan Benson shares his story of growing up with an incarcerated parent.
So my father has been incarcerated since I was 3 months. I'm 27 now. I did not figure that out, where he was until I was 10, and I didn't think much of it at the time. Fast forward, I met my father at the age of 14, and I built a relationship with him behind prison walls. He has been nothing but a role model and has showed me the right path to pursue in this crazy thing we call life. My father has obtained his bachelor's and master's degrees while in prison. He has also volunteered and graduated from numerous programs inside. Now, to me, that sounds like someone who chose to do and be better as a person while serving his 25-year sentence. My father was granted parole recently in 2017 and has a set date. He had a set date to come out in 2017 until his parole decision was reversed because of a mistake in the system. Now, my father did not give up until this day is still fighting to come home. He has been waiting on a decision on his appeal, and that was scheduled for last week. And obviously, because of COVID-19, it has been pushed back. At least to my point in saying there's thousands of incarcerated individuals inside that need to come home and reunite with their family. So we're just calling out to Governor Cuomo, just release our family members. That's all we're asking for.
As of March 30th, the Department of Correction and Community Supervision has officially confirmed that 14 incarcerated people and 79 DOC staff members in 10 prisons across New York has tested positive for COVID-19. Reports from people in prison indicate that COVID-19 is invading more facilities and impacting more people than officially reported by the state. To date, DOC has implemented the following measures in the wake of the virus: forcing incarcerated people at Great Meadows Correctional Facility to produce the state's hand sanitizer, canceling all in-person visits, except for non-contact legal visits, providing diluted bleach for the purpose of cleaning and sanitizing to incarcerated people in selected facilities, and providing limited educational materials about the facts associated with COVID-19. Since the COVID-19 outbreak begun, Governor Cuomo has said in 2 separate press briefings that he is considering granting clemency to elderly people and others in state prisons who are vulnerable to the virus. On March 27, he announced that he would release up to 1,100 New Yorkers detained in local jails for violating parole, but has not publicly stated any plans to release any of the 43,800 people incarcerated in 52 state prisons across New York. There are 10,239 older adults, age 50 or older, incarcerated in New York State prisons. As organizers call for clemency coast to coast, we will be bringing you updates on the state of the nation's prison systems during this public health crisis. For the Real News Network, I'm Eddie Conway.
Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it. But do us one more solemn favor. Hit the subscribe button below. You know you want to. Stay up on the videos.